From the city?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, from HPD?
There you go.
Okay, so, but this is a commercial space though.
No, it's residential. I have the documents. So what you're saying and what the
Sure.
Department of Finance,
That's my list for the space.
this is something you made up yourself.
That's my list for the space. Listen, if you look at the records, he has called at least 10 times with the same thing and everything. Sir, you need to look at this.
Those are not original city documents. This is something you
Yes.
printed out yourself.
And all of this is in court. We actually have a court day next week. Look, it's an LLC that he signed in 2020. It was for 6 months. This is a belong expired. He doesn't have a lease. Now, look, this is apartment 1C.
Is that my signature in the bottom?
Sir, 1C, professional offices. Sir, if you go into the Department of Buildings, 1C, it's right there, you can see. This is not a residential property.
Can I take pictures of this?
I'm sorry?
Can I take, this is HPD.
Yeah, of course. Can we
rental.
show you? Yeah, come here, I'll show you.
So what you're saying, that this is not...
This is not residential, this is commercial, yeah. Can I show you? And you can go into the DOB files and verify for yourself.
I have documents, so I'm going to provide a document of what I
Absolutely.
found out.
That's commercial. Now this is from the condominiums. Apartment 1D, 1D, they're all professional. He signed a sublease which was unauthorized with a previous tenant, and it was under an LLC. Now he claims that LLC never existed, which it would be fraud. But and this is the lease that I signed with the landlord. Stating
Let me
that
see the
I have
landlord
every
name.
right.
Let me see the landlord name.
You know the landlord's name?
No, but show them so they could have record. But this document, I didn't sign this. I would love to have a copy of this,
Well,
if you don't mind.
this is part of the corp document. The corp provided us with that, so you're gonna have to.
Is there any way can I get a copy of this?
That's the landlord, and that's the lease. And this was signed in January.
This document that you have with my signature. on it,
Sure.
I
Let
didn't-
me speak with them because you
I
know
can
that
get-
we've been.
I'm actually-
No. You need to ask the court. I asked for the court for it, so you can ask.
Oh, so the court have
But
this?
the point, of course they do.
Oh, wow,
The
that's
this room, the first floor is commercial spaces. Next door is a yoga space. The next one it's a audio editing. The other one it's an arts type of place. So the first floor is commercial space. Now, everything that you see here, our company rented this to store this temporarily, and no beds are supposed to be here. He actually called the DOB and he told them that there was work in progress, and they gave us a stop work orders, which they took care of that, the DOB already, because we explained the situation to them. Right. He's in that room, and as of right now, no residential is allowed to be in this apartment. All of this is commercial. If you see upstairs, it says Arts in Common LLC storage room, because that's what it is right now. Now, this gentleman signed a sublease with a previous tenant that had rented this space as a dance company. And so you can see, this was rented back in 2019. It was rented as a dance studio, hence the mirrors. And that was done between the landlord, the same lady, and Mr. David Mendeville, which was the guy who was teaching a dance class here. It used to be called the Red Circle Dance Studio.
Can we see the document after this page? Do you have a thing with the name or signature on it, please?
Do you need to see that?
Yep.
Okay.
It's funny because you don't want to show me anything.
That's the signature, and that's Mr. Mendeville's signature.
Let me see the
He
second,
provided me.
Let me see the second page.
He provided me a copy of that. Mr. Mendeville. And it was Red Circle Dance Studio. This was rented as a dance studio, not as a
Can I see the date
residential.
on it? The date? Do you have a date on this document?
Of course we do.
Can you go to the second page, please?
No, it's right here.
Let me see. I
Hold
can see.
on.
You just put it there so we could see why you ordered. Just put it down. Because this is the first time I see this document.
Because this was signed between Mr. Mendeville and the landlord, not you. You're not supposed to see it. Sir, you don't have a lease in this apartment. And if you look at the
Yeah, but I
DOB,
still have it
all you
to-
have to do is look at the DOB records and you see that this is not residential. Nobody's supposed to be
Okay, but
living
I have
in
document
here.
from the Department of Finance that is residential. So are you allowing me to give me a few minutes so I could go on upstairs? Because I have documents from the Department of Finance that said this is residential.
Okay, show them that. I would like to see that because that
Okay.
does not exist.
Mind if I see the date, the last page?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, there was no date, that's what I've been asking them. What's the? Oh,
No, the date would be on the first page.
9/1/2019.
Can I check it?
Of course.
There was a second page. Can you go to the second page in that document?
I will. Now, look, this is the reason why Mr. Mendeville got in trouble. I'll show it to you. The reason why the landlord was upset is because in this lease,
So I don't understand. So you, sir, li- you took this apartment as a residential.
Yes, correct. And all the payment I made was from my personal bank account. I have not only all the rent receipt, and I also have bank statement that show the money that I paid the Mr. Mendeville that is listed on this document. The payment I made to him was from a personal account
De los negros.
and not a business account, the same way they claim. So I did rent it from Mr. Mendeville, but I rented it as a residential.
Under an LLC, if you see the paperwork that I just
But again,
showed
that's can you take a picture of the documents? Yeah, this document.
He rented it as a
Can you just put it
sponsor-
down? Can you ask him to put
a
the document
sponsor
down?
market. Look, a
Yes, put the
sponsor-
document down so we can see it.
Look, even the judge, when we went to court last time, told him that because it's an LLC, he cannot represent himself, that he needs an attorney because the space was rented for an LLC and not for a residence. So, you know, when the legal issue is between LLC, you need to be represented by an
Okay,
attorney.
so this
The
document,
landlord has
while
an
you guys are
attorney.
filming,
He doesn't have an attorney, so
this is-
therefore, you know, they keep postponing it because the judge told them, sir,
This is
I
my
recommend
signature.
that you get an attorney because
This is my
it's an
signature,
LLC.
but this is not, I didn't write this down. Sponsored Market LLC does not exist.
Are you living here?
Yes, I live here.
That's it. He's not supposed to. And actually,
Yeah, but if he's living here, he had the right to have heat
Yeah.
and to have everything,
He and I
even
would have
if it
all-
is not. He has the right to have heat, and then you can sue him in the court.
but we are doing
But
that
as
first
a
of all.
human, he needs heat. He needs the.
Even if
everything
he
to be
doesn't have a
correct.
lease, he doesn't have a lease.
So according to his statement, because I
Doesn't
don't have a
paper,
lease,
he came,
I don't have
that's
right
why-
to eat.
No, he after the lease with the Mendeville, after he left because his lease had expired, he just kept here and said, listen, you know, Mr. Mendeville already gave, you know, he doesn't have a lease with the current landlord. The landlord doesn't have a lease with him. He doesn't have a lease. That's the whole point. Is that I understand if he had a lease, then he would have those, you know, legal rights. But so right now, he does not have a lease. If he does, you know, it would be nice to see it. But, you know, the landlord doesn't have a lease with him.
Can you tell?
So-
But that's a very interesting fact.
Where
Mr.
is the
Benavides is right. I don't have a lease. I rented from Mr. David Mendeville. He's right, 100% right. Wherever you right, I'm going to tell you
You
right.
don't have
But
paper that prove that you listed from him.
I mean, I have a document. Basically, I have all the rent receipt, and
let
I
them
got
see it.
the ARAP applications. But between Mr. Mendeville and myself, I had signed a document. He never sent me a document. Now, very interested, he just showed a document where my signature was on it, but the content of the lease, this is not the content. So that's very interesting that he showed you the document. I'm very happy about that. So secondly, their argument is because I don't have a lease, I don't have the right of heat of any type of privacy, because obviously Mr. Benavides installed 3 security cameras. So because I don't have a lease, I understand his argument, I don't have a right to heat, and they are allowed to open the window. And,
First of all, it's a commercial space, and secondly,
but again, I have documents from the Department of Finance.
I put the cameras. When I talk,
Yeah, I'm
please
sorry,
let me
I'm sorry,
talk.
my
I don't
apology,
interrupt
my
anybody.
apology. Go ahead.
So when I install the cameras, because as you see, I have a lot of property here that I need to protect. It's a commercial space, and furthermore, he also has cameras here. So I don't understand why he's saying that my camera is here, my camera is there. He even has a camera by the door, which the condominium has a problem with it because the other tenants don't like to be seen in the hallway. and the condominium is going to take legal action against that, but that's them, because he has a camera right by the door, and he doesn't have a lease, so I don't understand why, that this will be an issue. Now with HPD, we've been going back and forth, and we went to court recently, and on January 6th, and the judge dismissed the case. If you look at it, you can see
Because
that.
you guys are not a registered owner.
Because she told him that it's an LLC. Sir, I recommend, verbatim, this is what she said, I recommend you get an attorney, because an LLC cannot be represented by any other means than an attorney. So that, and because of that, she dismissed the case.
Oh wow, that's very interesting.
Sorry,
I'm going to
I
take the
have
documents.
to check the DOB papers in the office.
I'm sorry?
I have to check all the DOB.
Absolutely.
papers.
I have some
And
documents
if
for
I
you guys.
find that we can, if